Mushaboom.
That's what we came to, Mushaboom.
Mushaboom. Yeah, that one's in Nova Scotia.
Oh my god, Tesh! We broke Tesh!
But I haven't gotten to the best one, and this is the one that I actually really, really wanted to say. Balls Falls in Ontario.
Nice.
Anyway, after that, welcome to Madness of the Land. We're going to be playing some D&D, 5th edition. As you can see, we got 2 people missing. If you were here last week, or you've seen anything of it, you know that Rachel is off on our trip. I think she mentioned that.
Yes, she did.
Yes, that's why she got kidnapped by horrible monstrosities, but unfortunately, because of some car accident-related trouble, Jill will not be joining us also today. He's okay, just, got problems. So, why don't we, yes, thank you. Thank you for that, Jeff.
We have a town called Rough and Ready.
Oh, that's so good! Hey, do you want to know one of the best ones in Alberta? Head smashed in buffalo jump. Alberta.
What?
It's because it's literally a cliff face where they used to run the buffalo off for hunting, because that's how you used to hunt herds of buffalo, was you used to essentially herd them like you do sheep and run them off a cliff. Because they would all keep running, and they'd all smash their heads in, and then you could harvest all the meat.
Nice. We have forks of salmon and
Cool.
Anyway,
nice.
See,
So,
I guess it's really uninventive. It's just Blackwood, Norwood, like Burnwood, like Blackwood, Gill, just names like that. They're just ridiculously simple names.
To be fair to your people, most
Burnside.
of the world did use America, or not America, Australia, as their kind of prison.
Yes, I'm in the one place that didn't get started as a prison colony, so you shush.
I said most.
he's the nice place part of Australia.
Yeah, it's literally our Adelaide is like the one settlement that wasn't a convict settlement. It was like, this place seems cool. We're gonna start a place here as well, just away from the others with mountains surrounding us, so the others can't get to us.
They're fine over there. They can be doing their penal colony stuff. We're gonna do our nice thing here. Anyway, so hi, welcome. Let's just dive right into it.
Look,
because
I can keep going on.
Yeah, I know.
I have so
That's
many
why-
more.
that-
I have
that-
so
that's
many
why-
more.
That's why we're
That's
going
the
on.
problem.
Big Beaver. Big Beaver, Saskatchewan.
So, hey, Nokren, why don't you let us know about Nokren? How's he doing?
Nokren is a Dragonborn Paladin who is broken right now.
How about Orin? Orin. Oh my god, I'm broken my brain.
I have gotten to stab a significantly low amount of things that I can actually stab well. Kind of annoyed.
Yeah, that happens. And of course, Tim.
Is here as well.
Uh-huh. Okay. We last left off. I don't have the energy after that entire exchange and earlier today. Just no.
Happy belated birthday, Matt.
Oh yeah.
It only ended up. We went a little shy of 6.5 hours, so that is still my longest stream. But it was probably not the most epic thing I could have done. But it was still like I was kind of tired for a bit there afterwards.
I mean, at least I saw that Dunce was alive now.
Yes, he is alive.
That's good news.
Good news, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, on Tuesday we're just like...
Yeah.
Is he possibly passed away from horrible storm-related things? No, the answer was just tree.
Oh.
Taking out power, probably,
Yes,
right?
taking out power.
Not taking out Dunn.
Yeah,
Just to be clear, he didn't die from a tree-related injury.
Well, he's alive.
Instead.
So
He's yeah. Well, it is a vampire stream, right?
It's a vampire stream. Anyway,
He could have been in torpor.
He could
One
have been
of
in
the
torpor.
branches could have pierced him.
yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So, a lot of you were exploring this ancient city. you got some hints about what was kind of going on in this place, a little bit of information about it, encountered some hostile creatures, and eventually, though, found a couple of keys. One inside a house that had a trunk that appears to have like clothes related to a clergy, and a key that was also within a blacksmith shop, where they found some nice stuff. All of it's kind of overgrown, there's a lot of destruction. Anyway, you were heading out from the blacksmith shop when the ground opened up and Grits was seemingly kidnapped by something from underground. At this point, you will see Rufus kind of going down, trying to go after where Grits was, and he'll say, "Guys, there looks like there's a tunnel of some kind here, but it's really small. I might be able to squeeze in here."
Tim pushes him in.
Okay.
Have fun.
Guys, try to see if you can find another way around or something. Maybe they've got active tunnels. Like,
It was nice knowing you, Rufus.
Hey, Nokren, do you have a shovel?
Tim actually might. Hold on.
You know,
Anyway,
Orn might as well.
as this exchange goes on, Nokren, you're kind of like mulling over what's going on, and you are like looking around for a second, and then you notice that you're no longer in the castle. You're in like an open field with a single tree, mountains all around where you can see thunder, lightning, and darkness. But this is a nice bright patch. You're all alone.
Speak, Ellen.
Is he just like standing there, or like is he just like?
You'll find out in a second.
Oh,
Okay,
So,
he's gonna
I'm
have
gonna
his own
go-
moment.
Like, and so you said there was the field with the bright patch?
You're in a bright area.
Oh,
Like,
in
you
the
can
bright
like
area.
look off in
Okay.
the distance, and you can see like mountains that are covered in like clouds and lightning bolts. Where it kind of gets dark. But you're in this like open field that kind of stretches off for quite a while, and there's just this single large tree. And it's not like super large. Maybe like it stands out above the other. Maybe like only 30 or 40 feet tall. But it's still like just sitting out like in the center of all of this.
Okay, convinced that slapping myself didn't get me out of where the hell this is, he's gonna walk towards the tree. And look around and see if there's anything he can see.
As you kind of approach the tree, you see a figure kind of step out from behind it. Took us a while to connect together.
I'm
Been a
guessing I
while.
recognize. Yeah, I'm guessing I recognize this figure.
Yes, he looks a little different, almost more mortal, I would say.
Okay.
How have you been?
Oh, it's been an interesting time. Did you see what happened to us?
I felt it. I felt something old. Something I hadn't felt in a long time. I thought he was dead. I guess not. I'm afraid you're in a place that my power can only touch. Can't quite reach it. Your faith should keep you mostly.
Okay. You said you thought he was dead. Do you know the name of whatever did this?
He says something, but for some reason you can't quite understand it. As if like there's like an interference.
Okay.
Back in the old days, an old pantheon. He was one of the top ones. Where I got my start. I didn't degenerate like some of his other servants as things went on. I found ways to go along with the new order as things changed.
Okay. What should I do?
Well, you've got an old god that lost most of its power. But, considering that it was a pantheon where there really was only two gods standing, What's that tell you about power? It's a little dangerous.
Yeah. So, can we get back?
That I'm unsure of that. I'm not even quite sure where you're at. But once I felt this tug, and the silence that came over your own world, your plane of existence, I knew something was up.
What happened to our world?
Well, it's quiet. I don't know if there's anybody left there. At least right now. Might give an opportunity to rebuild. Ruins of the old culture and all. Pantheons haven't decided yet, since I'm not really involved in that.
Right. Is there any other aid you can give? Any other
Well,
information?
it's interesting. It's like looking into a window that's fogged up. Where you're at. I've managed to find a small beacon. Touch. I'm not sure how long we're going to be together. It'll probably only be a few moments for you and the world that you are at. But for us, we at least have a little longer. Only a little.
Okay.
Beware below. There's a reason that this creature was considered an incarnation of the Earth itself. In the old days. The Earth
Okay.
and the Sun. Two polar opposites, yet connected together.
Could
I
they
never liked
both
that
be
sun
here?
witch.
Oh.
Both be there?
Okay.
Hmm. Can't deny that she could have survived too. But
Okay. Well, we have. There's people here that do worship the sun, and
I think I can connect to you because where you're at. That city.
oh,
It's old. It's old and from your world.
oh,
I mean, really old. These people there, they knew my name. My old name. Interesting.
okay. So that they knew your old name.
Yeah,
Do
you don't think that we, beings like ourselves, always travel by the same name.
that's fair. These the people that are here. Do you know if they'll be hostile or not?
Well, if I was the worshippers of a fallen god, who has been steeping in a hole in some backwaters plain for I don't know how long, I don't think I'd be happy either.
Okay. So
Angry?
that's a no.
Hostile? Hard to say. Happy? Probably not.
Okay. Thank you. I had started to wonder if I was ever gonna have this, like any sort of guidance again. So thank you.
I don't like to abandon my favorite children. And you're one of my last.
Do you have anything? Can you, if you can reach me because I'm here, do you need me to tell Sebastian anything?
Him? Keep him in line. That one's a little loose in his activities.
Noted. Okay. Will do.
I
Thank
don't
you.
mind his type, just because they exist. Worshipper more in name. There's a long tradition of your mortal race to do.
True enough. Okay.
There's something in that city. Something below. Something dangerous. That I can tell. Beware of it. Or run headlong in. Not sure which is the best opportunity for you. Just because it's dangerous doesn't mean something might not. I also sense there's something else in that city. Keep a lookout.
I will.
Well, looks like as the time is up. As the field begins to sort of change a little bit, as if it was just this illusion over your eyes, and it starts to take on a more twisted landscape. As you see him begin to almost like change, there's this kind of like wave, as like the area around you is darkening, and in doing so, he begins to reveal himself how you know he truly is, and how this probably place that you're speaking to him truly is. And then it kind of fades to black as you just can see him smiling.
Okay. Do I?
And then
like,
you
snap
wake up
back?
to like Tim just like snapping in front of your face.
Nokren, what are you doing?
What?
Dunk, dunk, dunk.
Okay.
Where is your head? We're here. We need to be focused. We have things to do. Rufus just I just pushed Rufus headlong into a hole after a monster.
And you can see like he's like squeezing in, you know, he's like really like it's like
Then Tim is just stepping on his behind, just continually kicking him in there. Hurry up!
Oil on the side.
Yeah, just really squeezing it in. Come on now.
So Azael finally talked to me.
Who now?
Is God.
Oh,
Yes.
sorry. Names are still a little bit of a sore
He
spot
said
for me.
something about this city being old and from our world. That's why he could reach me.
Okay.
Also, old god, very old god, is responsible for this place.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I know.
Thought to be dead. Was polar opposite of the sun.
Yeah,
Sun
the
god might be here.
So some things you probably don't know yet. The Earth God and Sun God. Well, I worship the Sun one. Haha, hi.
Okay.
The Earth God went fucking balls crazy. Like, power.
Crazy's a relative term.
Okay, whatever. He went exceptionally power hungry, we'll say that. And Sun God, who pretty much sacrificed herself to contain.
Do you think this is where he was contained?
That might be her, this might be it.
Yeah. Also, I have some news about our world. Apparently, it's gone silent. Nothing's left.
Silent.
As in, he talked about how it might be good for rebuilding now, but there's nothing left now.
Probably
The
means
Pantheon.
no people.
Yeah, the
No.
Pantheon is deciding what to do now.
Well, I suppose that depends on whether or not we come back.
Yeah, he didn't seem to know and if that was possible. Also, he said there was something in this castle. Something.
Of course, there's something in this castle. Did he be
something
more specific?
dark, and something we might be able to, like, go at, but also need to watch out for. The people here, and I think there are people here. They worshipped the one below, and might not be friendly, but also might. It's complicated.
Where did your god fit in this old god pantheon?
My god, at one stage, served the one that's trapped here.
Yeah.
Well, we all make mistakes.
Yes, we do.
Definitely not a part of that now.
Yes, we do.
Oh, you're happy with your mistakes.
What mistakes have I?
Well, getting involved with me at all was a bit of a mistake, don't you think?
And
I was forced into it, it wasn't my choice.
Oh,
Mid-conversation,
hush now.
this is when Nokren's going to be like, What did you say happened? Look at the hole. Look at Rufus sticking half out.
No, you see, like, as you, like, look, you see, whoop, as he, like, finally gets unstuck, it's like, guys, I think I could follow it. I'll
Good
see if I
luck.
can- I'll see what I
We'll
can find
remember
out.
you
here.
fondly.
Whoa!
We'll remember you fondly, Rufus. And I'm just gonna cover up the top of the hole a little bit with dirt.
Hey,
I'm sure he's fine.
He's sneaky.
so we need to find out where that thing's nest is? Or...
I mean, no rush, honestly.
How did you communicate with this god? Did you take that action or did he?
He did.
Damn.
He said it's like looking through a foggy window to here. He's not quite sure where here is, but he managed to link because we're here, and he's going to gesture to like the castle.
Well, it's likely he knows where he is. He's likely just not sure where we are, or the
Yes.
space in between. Well, this place is always sunny, so it's possible they were both trapped here.
That's my thoughts.
Okay. Well, since we can't communicate with him any further, damn, it would have been good to know that was happening. Could have had questions prepared.
I can't.
No, it's nothing.
Just happened.
It's nothing against you, Nokren. I'm just saying I might prepare some questions for you, so the next time that you encounter this, if you encounter it, we have some questions at the ready that we can hopefully direct that information. It's always.
We'll see if the
It's
questions
always a
are
pain speaking to gods.
If the
They're
questions
always unclear.
yeah, if the questions aren't truly coming from me, he's probably gonna have fun with them.
So,
Well-
how much do you know about your god?
Bits and pieces.
I might have some books that could. Maybe. I'm not guaranteeing anything.
I might have a look, but I at least know enough from what I've seen to know. I'll have a look what else there is, but
Scared of what you might find out?
It was written from my church's perspective, so.
All of the
Not-
blisteringly angry
I know that there
ratings
is
of
a
the
past.
stars.
I know there is a past, and I know that's different now.
Well, pasts are pasts. We all make mistakes, as I said. Well, as you know, I tried to contact the sun god to gain unlimited power. That didn't work out so well.
No, I'm
Wow,
guessing.
Gotta-
What
gotta
Nokren's going to
touch
point
by
down, he intercepted.
Yes. Or perhaps I was misdirected through my readings, where the ritual that I found was perhaps for him and not for her.
They were both very old. It's entirely possible.
Hmm.
You know, I get the feeling that maybe you might have been wandering around my church before you went crazy.
I don't know what would give you that idea.
Oh.
Tim's gonna be playing around with some prestidigitation around his fingers, just creating a very, very minor illusory effect of just a tiny little, a little bit of flame kind of going around his hand as he's just playing and just playing and then just, don't know what would give you that idea.
Yes.
I was likely there before you were.
Oh, I'm sure it is. I'm not very old.
Well, you'll get there.
No,
While they're having
We'll
that,
see if I can help it.
Nokren would actually turn around and try and like look for. He's going to see the cave, know that you can't really track that.
The only other things are there is a large hole in part of the street farther over by the blacksmiths. Other than that, the only thing you haven't checked out around here is the cathedral and then the castle itself.
Yeah. Can I look at where the inn is? Because the inn had one of the tunnels as well.
The inn is in fact relatively close by to here. Like if you would make a line, it's not going to be like if you made a perfect line in between it. You're a little off of there, of in between the hole in the street and the inn. They have you're about midway between those two.
Okay.
But you're also a little closer to the cathedral, I'll say, So you're sort of like... It's not enough to say, maybe there's something at the cathedral, but it could just be that there's this entire half of the city is kind of where things are.
Okay. Well, Nokren would point that out to them once they're done talking.
We have our little bickering spats. It's okay. Well, I mean, if these people worshipped your god, perhaps this cathedral is to him.
I don't think they worshipped. They worshipped the god that my god served. They would have known my god's old name, but not his new one.
Oh, I understand. I'm sorry. Names are so difficult. They're so tricky. You never really know where they're applying.
They might recognize his symbol, though.
Any case, cathedral, because books, relics, artifacts, shiny new sacrificial dagger.
What was that last one?
Yeah, it's something that fits this place. Come on, I'm already wearing human skin.
Oh my
Or
god, I
else,
forgot.
maybe.
Oh my god.
Tim's just gonna say, fair enough. All right, let's go.
Oh, sorry, roll 20 just died entirely for me. Just give me a second. I would
just
also check out
before-
the big...
Okay, which one do you want to head to first?
Let's.
Up to you guys. And Nokren would be like, what do you think?
I mean, there's no point in going back somewhere where we've already gone right now, I think, until we have more information. I think going to the cathedral first is probably our best bet. It's where we can get a little bit more information and perhaps better understanding of our current circumstances.
Because noting the big hole is different than the one that, Grits was taking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're looking for monster hunting and things, like what this is, basically. And now with knowledge, you're, well...
Would I be
understanding.
able to make a roll?
On this thing?
On the whole, I think is what you mean.
Yeah.
You can try. There's plenty of subterranean creatures, but, you can guess. The hole in the street is much larger than the hole that this was made. This seemed like, when it dug up, it was, Grits-sized, maybe? Maybe a little larger?
Oh.
It wasn't, it was definitely smaller than the, things you saw in the cave. Whatever grabbed her.
Okay.
Okay. So in doing that, does the big hole look like it was made by lots of little things, or?
It's kind of old, and you're a little far away from it, so it's really hard to tell.
Alright, I'll go look at it afterwards. Let's go check out this church.
Okay. You'll head up the church doors. They are a set of wooden doors. There does seem to be a big lock on it.
I'm gonna pull out the key that we got from the cleric,
Yes.
and
Test it out. It does work.
good. And then I'm gonna check the door for traps and
Alright! You're gonna be like,
stuff.
well, if Rufus can do it, so can I!
Exactly. And I'm just gonna do a quick check on the door itself for stuff,
That was
and then
awesome.
for magic.
Uh-huh. Okay. You don't detect anything different than what you would expect a normal door to have.
Cool. I opened it
Yeah,
up.
Tiv was on top.
Wait.
Yep.
Didn't we have a key?
Yeah, he used
Yep.
the key.
I used it to
Oh,
open
my
it up.
bad.
Yeah. So I've opened up the door, and I'm actually just gonna push it open. Is it big and heavy?
Relatively big, not
I will
super
open
heavy.
push.
I mean, probably it's heavy ther than it would have been because it's kind of a lot of rust
Yeah.
and age. probably in its time, it probably would have been pretty easy with like well-oiled hinges and stuff to move. Relatively.
Right. Well, I'm gonna do what I can to push it over, but it probably looks like crap, and Nokren would probably come over and help me.
Yeah.
Well, as you open the doors to move into the room in front of you, light from the outside world is cascading down, shining in the area before you. The entire back wall of the building has collapsed, letting the forest into here. Small trees and bushes fill the center of the room. Vines and plants of all types cling to the walls and poke holes in the remaining ceiling. Despite all of this place appears in relatively good shape. The remaining pews are covered by roots and small plants, and in the far side of the room, around where the altar would be, is a massive tree dominating that area. There's small birds, insects, and reptiles that kind of scurry about, giving an almost kind of magical feel as you open this place. But the longer you sit, the more you feel uneasy, as if there's something unnatural here you can't see.
With that in mind, I would turn to Nokren and say, "Do you have?" Yes, exactly. Do you have any idea what might be?
As he's turned, what will happen is he'll turn to Nokren and see like the divine energy on the edge of his already.
Yeah.
Alright,
Do I see anything in this room?
not just off the top of your sense. Like, you kind of feel out, and you can't really detect anything off the top of your head.
Nothing yet.
Nothing yet. So there is an open passageway directly to your right, where you can see there seems to be a staircase. There is a door next to that on the right side, another open area you can't really see in there, and another door. So it alternates. On your left side, there may have been part of that, but part of the area is kind of like overgrown and collapsed. So it leads to the second open area. There's something across from that, and across from the other door, there's another door. So it's sort of like there's 3 open areas, one which you know is a staircase up, and 3 doors.
Nokren, you're getting that uneasy feeling, right?
Yes.
You can see that the walls actually are covered in all kinds of murals, and it looks as though there's the remains of a couple of windows that still are here, pieces of maybe stained glass. All of it are very faded. From what you can tell, there's a lot of symbolism of earth and rock. The ceiling's about 40 feet, what's left of the ceiling. You can, kind of taking just looking at the stairs to your right, you can notice something about it. It looks as though there's been some kind of collapse, and just kind of like looking up at it, it looks as though that was a bell tower, and the bell has collapsed inward into it.
Okay. I mean, the murals, I mean, Tim would go over to them, and he'd do the same kind of trick that he tried to do down in the underground, where he casts a little bit of prestidigitation to try and clean it up, as well as restore the color to the mural to try and get a better feel for what's going on in them.
Sure.
Casting that. And then what kind of check would I need to make to kind of review those?
Roll me history, I'm going to say.
Right.
History, and then also give me a religion check, both of those.
Okay.
Can I help with the religion?
Sure. If you want to assist
Because
with
that's
your
something I know.
Thank you. Yeah, religion is not my forte. It did not help.
Wow.
Double one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Religion's not Tim's thing. This is why he got himself in the mess in the first place. He grabbed the wrong book.
Wow.
Ritual.
It seems as though, at least you can pick up from the murals, there's a lot of stories going on in here. These seem probably some kind of maybe like fables or educational stories, maybe a little bit of history, but you're probably sure it's not like a deep like history because you are in a religious place, as far as you can tell.
Yeah. Well, I can't make heads or tails of the religion here, other than that, well, I think it might have to do with the sun god. In some way or another. Now, allow me to lecture you for 25 minutes on the benefits of the sun god in this place. No, I'm being... So I actually can't make heads or tails of it. I see stone. I see earth.
Correct.
But I do see fables, and I think that these are definitely fables and not history. They're things that are more religious teachings, maybe, than actual histories themselves.
This
But that's
is
about all I
definitely
can do.
More of Nokren's
Yes. Well,
Can I have a look?
Why don't you roll me a religion check?
I will continue to do the prestidigitation on the mural so that he has clearer vision, in a sense,
Yes.
helping.
Just straight religion.
Yes.
Okay.
No advantage?
No advantage.
Oh, I apparently hit advantage instead of normal. My bad.
Yeah, it's weird that normal's
They're
not
different.
in the middle.
Roll it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Hey.
you did better,
Okay.
so.
Okay. You begin to study it, and you pick up definitely there is a you're not picking up anything other than the earth-based symbolism, but you begin to notice some things within the murals which begin to stand out from you. The first thing is intermixed in these stories seem to be creatures, and some of those creatures remind you of the things that there are the statues out in town. As if
Okay.
they're like a guiding hand almost for some of these stories. You also show that this race, whatever it was, seemed to have been incredibly violent, maybe? It seems that all these stories seem to show them as a source of, they are the top of the world, and all are below them.
Okay.
They were doing
no.
what they wanted to others. You know, and you begin to tell some of the tales that's sort of like, you know, unlike things of like do unto others as they would do unto you, would be like never show weakness kind of things. You know, always show oneself above all the other.
Okay.
You are
Well.
children of the earth. Show that you are true children of it.
I'm going to relay all that information and then go. That at least tells us how we should act if we encounter them. We don't show weakness. We puff up our chests, pull out our weapons, and show that we're strong, and hope that that's the way. Looks like if we don't do that, they're gonna kill us, or try to.
I think they're going to try to, regardless.
I will say
Probably,
it does look
but
as
at
though
the very least, this is. Huh?
One of the things you will pick up, though, which I don't want to forget to mention, is they don't just kill their enemies. They seem to both enslave them, and you do see a little tiny bit of symbolism that you're meaning to pick up, but you're pretty sure hints at some of the things you've kind of seen in both the mess hall and the tanners. Basically, if you're not very useful as a slave, you end up somewhere else.
Yep.
I'm gonna ritual cast comprehend languages. I'm just gonna sit down while
Yeah.
Nokren's kind of reviewing these after I've done the prestidigitation stuff.
Okay. Looks like a motorcycle gang test to my count, apparently.
Mhm.
Yeah, while Nokren's studying, Orin kind of wanders off over the tree and just starts kind of walking around it, looking around, and tracing along the front.
Yeah, you can't get quite all the way around it because it starts moving into like actually thick, kind of like foresty area more. It becomes a little more difficult, but you will notice a couple of things.
Try me in acrobatics. Try me.
Nah, you'll manage to do your job to get around it as best you can. The other two opening areas, the one on the left side that's a little farther down is the staircase down. The one on the right side is a second staircase up that seems intact.
I also forgot to say how Nokren is now standing with his weapons because it actually matters now. What he's doing is essentially he's got the shield on and he's holding the pike, but he's not he's not ready to use the pike. He's ready to drop the shield and use the pike.
Mm-hmm.
But the point is he's walking around holding the shield out and using like the pike is sort of walking.
So you're kind of using it as like a quarterstaff walking stick right now?
Yes.
Yeah, the idea is that he's ready to immediately drop it when combat starts, but he's got it there ready in case something jumps out.
Yeah, he's ready to defend himself right now. But then if necessary, he's able to drop it then and switch to more combat.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
So once my comprehend languages
Okay.
goes,
Yep.
I was kind of wanting to make sure, like, are there any books in the area? Are there any texts, scrolls, writings,
Don't
scriptures on the
see any
walls?
in this area here. this area is pretty like overgrown. Again, there are a couple doors out of here, and both the staircase up and down. It looks as though if there had been any text in this general large area here, it's been overrun. As I said, like, there's a good chunk of the building which is either just collapsed or filled with plants.
Yeah.
You're kind of like walking over like roots and stuff to like move around the roots.
Okay.
Orn has pretty much wandered off on his own.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
And
What could go
He's
wrong?
going upstairs.
Okay.
It's funny because that's where Tim was going to suggest to Nokren that they go next.
Yeah.
So we're following,
upstairs,
but we're not stealthy.
Not following.
Not following.
The upstairs is, I'll say, partially intact is the best way to describe it. You can get up to the second floor and see that a good number of there's like walkways up here. It looks as though like there's a walkway across the room, so you can head from one side to the other. On the side that you are coming up on, there is a door, and there is a kind of opening leading into a chamber, and a door on the other side.
I just
Okay.
head for the closest door and open it.
Okay.
Yep, this is how we do.
The
Mhm.
room is wrecked. It looks as though some kind of animal had nested in here, but it's no longer here.
Oh, good.
I imagine we're probably coming up behind you at this point.
Oh,
Oh, hey!
you
We
were.
were wondering where you went.
Yeah.
Anything good?
Not yet, and I just go to the next chamber, open the door.
You go to the open chamber, which is right across the walkway, or the door that's a little farther down from it.
The next closest door.
So that would be the
Well,
open.
you're
Into the
upstairs.
next chamber.
Yeah, that open chamber is like the next closest thing to a door.
There's that one.
If you're on the second floor.
Yeah.
This small chamber has a secondary shrine. Tiv, I'm not gonna even say it. You recognize some things on this shrine. This is to your deity. It has symbolism
Tim's
of fire
nat one.
and shining light. Orin. I'm sorry, Orin. Did I say Tim?
No. I was just saying Tim rolled a nat 1 down there and was joking that this place is to the sun god.
Down
You
there's
can,
Earth.
you can
up here
see
is sun.
kind of mixing in. This shrine seems like it might have been in a little disrepair even at the fall of this place, kind
Right.
of like off the corner. But you can also see that there's seemingly like some dualism in the symbolism, almost between like marks of both Earth and Sun here that you don't see starkly outside.
Okay.
Would Tim notice that as well?
That's pretty easy to notice. The duality
Yeah.
that kind of exists with it.
Then in that case, I'd note this could have been added later, or perhaps wasn't necessarily widely shown, given that it's upstairs and not in the main chamber.
So, as soon as I walk in here, you guys will probably notice that Orn does something that you probably haven't seen, but he takes out a little coin of his own, actually, and starts flipping it back and forth through his fingers. And if you can catch it, one is a picture of a sun goddess, and the other one is a picture of, you could probably tell at this point, the earth god.
Okay.
Well, keeping that in mind, you're clearly doing something. I'm gonna investigate. Start looking around for stuff. And I would ask, does anyone want to help me look? I'm just gonna see what's around here, see if there's anything of value, books, etc.
Okay.
Perhaps.
In the shrine area.
Yeah, just anything that might be there.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Make a roll.
Sacrificial dagger.
Is anyone helping me look, or is it just me?
I'll help.
Oh, no.
All right.
I keep pushing for it, Tantus. One of these days.
I mean, one of these days.
21.
Okay, you take a look around. It looks as though probably anything of value was removed or never was here.
Yeah.
Like anything of like monetary value. As for anything of like kind of secret or text, you really pick up now that this place was in disrepair, most likely, once this place kind of fell, once it was abandoned. So, it nothing of value or use was really left here.
Right. Okay, so unless we find an area that would be more secretive, perhaps stowed away that might have been left by mistake, we're unlikely to find anything of value.
Oh,
Well, I'm just worried that if we go too deep in here, especially if there was anywhere, well, I just don't want to be jumped again. That's all. Just don't want to have a creature come out of nowhere and stab me.
let me go first then.
It might be your feet this time.
Yes, well.
Tantus,
Yes.
is there any symbol laying around at all? Whether it's like even
Like-
bronze?
Like a holy symbol or some kind?
Yeah.
No, there wouldn't be in this area. You can probably pick up some etchings, which you could probably use to remake a holy symbol if you wanted to. It might not be perfect, but it would be close approximation.
That'll work.
Okay. You have that knowledge, then I'll say.
To the next room.
To the next room.
Okay.
Wherever the closest door is.
Yep.
Sweet.
As you're still up on the second floor, there's only one more door on the second floor.
Great. We open it.
Yeah. This to be chamber used probably by monks or something of the similar. It seems to be some kind of large bedroom area. There's a bunch of beds in here. They're in okay shape. Not really much of a mattress left, but like the wood structure's in place, and you could easily put something down on them. Otherwise than that, it's pretty unfurnished. If you needed to, this is not actually a bad place to take a rest.
Don't think we have time for that right now.
No, not really, but I wouldn't mind having a quick look around here just to see if anyone hid anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yes.
if anyone wants to
I
help me
will.
look around.
I will help.
Cool.
I'm glad I helped.
Yeah.
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 You take a look around, but it doesn't look like this place had any hidden chambers.
That's what I was looking for. All right.
Or any
Well-
kind of hidden anything.
Cool.
On the dog's park.
The top floor is good for resting, and that's about it. So let's head back down. Let's
Okay.
go.
What is that noise? Not actually in game. I was like saying in game, what is that noise?
Yeah.
The yapping
So-
of Death Dog. Anyway.
Don't even joke about death dogs.
Let's go down. Whatever the next room,
Yep.
the next closest room to those stairs that we went back down.
There's a
Yeah.
door,
There's a
yeah.
door
Yeah.
on the same wall to the left, which heads towards the front of the building, or one towards the right, which heads towards the tree area in the back.
Whatever.
Which one's closer?
door is closest.
We'll say left one then.
Left.
Okay. This room is empty except for a stone pit. Like there is a pit in here that goes down.
Seems they didn't sacrifice with the dagger.
No.
Damn it.
And Tim's gonna turn around and go to right door.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have to come back to this door, I think, sir.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who wants to go first when we do?
I nominate Nokren.
I could probably be sneaky.
Okay.
But I'm not as easily
Either
surprised.
one of you.
I'm gonna make a loud clang. So.
So this door leads into a set of rooms. The door in between them is open. That's why you can kind of see into it. That you can't really tell a lot of what was in here because this one is partially overgrown. At least one of them is, and it looks as though maybe religious activities were here. There's some like desks and stuff. No like sign of any kind of books or anything. Easily, just by looking around, but it looks as though like maybe small rituals were done in here or something. Things were blessed, all that kind of stuff.
Or cursed.
That's true.
I look at it.
Depending on your point of view.
Well, I'm gonna have a quick look around.
Okay.
But this one's just gonna be a quick look. I'm not gonna ask anybody to help me. I'm just gonna look around. That's a 22.
Okay. You will actually like a quick search will find a couple of items that actually seem to be intact, kind of hidden under
Cool.
some things. You will find 2 potions. They look
Great.
They look a lot like potions you've used before.
Oh, they might be healing potions, huh?
They perhaps could be
Yeah.
healing potions. And you
Maybe.
actually find a small scroll chest. That when opened, has a scroll.
Oh, sure. He gets more spells, but I don't get a sacrificial dagger.
And you use daggers.
scroll!
Sacrificial well.
That's true. You have a whole well as a weapon.
You have a whole well.
Alright, so next
Hold on.
session when Rufus is
Hold
back,
on.
I'm throwing him in it. Got it.
Yeah. I mean, well, you know, he might be dead from the hole.
Put him in heavy armor. and throw him down
2 potions of probable healing.
Uh-huh.
I do like that.
Probably.
Yeah. And scroll. I'm just gonna put in scroll. Because I mean, I'm gonna sit down for a moment. I think you know what I'm doing. I am going
I
to
wonder
sit
what
down
it could be.
immediately and ritual cast identify on the scroll.
Okay. The scroll is a scroll of cure wounds.
Oh! I don't think I can use that.
Nope.
But I think I know someone who might be able to use that. And I'm gonna hand it to Nokren.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I'm gonna say,
Well,
Nokren,
those-
this is for you. It's not for me, as excited as I was.
What?
While he's ritual casting and being distracted, I sneak off again.
Okay, where are you heading to this time?
Well, are there any more doors on the first floor, or are they downstairs?
There is one across there is one across the area. It is next to the staircase down.
Alright, then I'm gonna go over there and just give a little peek peek.
This room seems to be dominated by a large basin in the floor. Like, maybe that's something that, like, a liquid could have been within, but it is now dry. There's another door out of here.
It could be a baptism chamber too. Don't immediately. Although it's probably a blood baptism.
Points to the
baptism.
armor.
Yeah. It's probably.
You guys are here.
We're not here.
Yeah.
I'm just
No,
saying.
you're
Don't
right.
out of game. Don't yet. It could be a baptism chamber. But then I was like, oh wait, but it would probably be a bloody baptism. If it was black. Anyways, doesn't really matter.
Can I tell what possible fluids might have been contained here?
Oh.
I mean,
The
I'll put it this way: the stone on the edge of it does not seem to be stained with any particular color.
Okay, so it was probably closer to baptism.
Don't trust it.
Probably,
Trap.
But again, you're not 100% sure. It's just that, you know, you have this. Oh hey, probably wasn't that bad? Question mark.
Well, I guess I'll do my own investigation because
Sure.
It could be acid.
I've
You never know.
never gotten to do these things.
Yeah.
Guys, something new for me to do.
Okay.
If you
bad.
got a 1, I was gonna be like, "There's a reason."
All right. You kind of take a look around the basin, and you can see some markings on the edge of the basins, and it begins to get you an idea that maybe whatever was in here was blessed. Whether that was like something akin to a holy water or like any other kind of liquid, it was still used in a ritual, and it would have had some kind of blessing to it.
Okay.
It's a pretty large basin, so if it was like a basin of holy water, it would have been a pretty large amount of holy water. Because this room is pretty dominated by it.
Yeah. Is there anything else in the room that's interesting, or just that base?
Another door out of here.
Squeeze.
This
You're
appears
so
to be a
good at
room that
getting
held, well, robes of the clergy and people that would change into them. The robes have kind of fallen apart. There's a little bit of furniture in this room. There is, you will notice a large creature in this room. By large, I mean large for its size. It's kind of just sitting around, nested up on some of it. It seems to be a large centipede that begins to sort of scuttle as you open the door and let, like, some light in. Not that there wasn't some light kind of in this room, because it managed to crawl
It
in.
noticed the door, but hasn't noticed me particularly.
We're about to find out. How far away are we? Like
2
50
rooms?
feet? 60 feet?
It doesn't
I'm
seem
quick.
to have noticed you.
Does it come towards me?
I mean,
To
it's just
check on the door.
since it hasn't noticed you, it would kind of scurry off into another corner. This like
How-
cat-sized centipede.
Oh, it's only cat-sized?
Yeah.
Where there is one.
Yeah.
There's many. I know.
Mm-hmm.
Does one of the robes seem to be pretty large and in decent
I'm
repair?
sorry. It's a little larger than cat size. It's Rufus-sized.
Oh, okay. So it is like a giant centipede.
It is a giant centipede.
Okay.
Okay. Then there won't be a swarm, at least.
Okay.
Is
Well, once Nokren and I are done, we would come trying to find as well.
Oh, he's gone again.
He's gone again. He does this all the time, and let me tell you, he's very good at it. But you know what? I'm very proud of him for being able to do that. But sometimes it would be nice if he just didn't.
What room's left?
Two
And we'll
questions.
see that one and go that way.
Well, you
Did
can
I
see
open
that
the
the door
door enough?
across the area is open.
Sorry.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
Wait, is it though? Because he was about to say something.
is it open enough for me to get in now?
I mean,
Oh, okay.
sure.
All right. So I would slip in. Are there more centipedes?
You don't see any.
All right. And my last question that you didn't answer. With the whole robes,
Mhm.
is one of them a pretty big size and decent repair?
No, none of them are in good shape.
Like, is a big one wearable?
I mean, sort
Like,
of.
will it fall apart?
It'll
is
probably
second
fall
bet.
apart.
Damn.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Well, assuming that I hear Mr. Stompy Clomps coming,
You would. And you hear Tim being like, I can't, he's done this again for the next, this is just, it's too many times now.
I'm gonna stab that fucking centipede.
Oh, jeez.
It managed to get into some kind of corner and like disappear from view. It seemed to
Oh,
squeeze
it
into like a
burrowed through somewhere. It didn't go into a corner then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looked like it was
Okay.
going to a corner, and it found some kind of like hole in the wall that you're pretty sure is how it got in here, and went through it.
That hole's like outside, probably.
Probably.
Okay. Then, I'll just open the door as you guys come. Like, hey everyone.
Hello? Why are you running off again? There's less and less enough of us every day, and I'm worried that you're just going to get taken away by some giant centipede or something.
You keep ritual casting things, and it's boring.
That's fair.
Well, I don't exactly want to waste all of my energy casting it out right now, do I? That would be a waste of time as well as energy later on. I'm simply using a bit of time now to save me a lot of time later.
And look, there's nothing dangerous in this room. Do your investigation. I saved us time.
Tim is just not into it. You can tell he's just like casually just like throwing things aside.
It
just-
looks as though something was nesting in here or something, or like living in here, but it's not here now.
Okay. Could I do a nature
Bravo.
check to see what that was? That was
Sure.
nesting in here, given that.
As soon as you start looking through, I'm gonna be like, it was a giant centipede.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. All right.
If you roll a natty 1, that thing is biting your face.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
I'm kind of disappointed. It saw the door open, hadn't seen me, but it scurried off through that hole over there. I was gonna stab it.
I'm gonna cast dancing lights and see where that hole goes.
I mean, it seems
I
to lead
wouldn't get too
outside.
close.
It's kind of hard to tell. You kind of have to get your face in there. Please tell me.
I'm not getting my face in there. I'm doing it from a distance away.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
dumb. I'm not that dumb. Let's be clear.
Cantus, he's checking for feats.
Yeah,
Yeah.
check it for feet. No, you don't see any feats.
Okay, thank you.
Have put in siege terms nowadays.
Yeah. I'm looking for footsies. I'm peeking from a distance. I'm not an idiot.
On checking for footsies, though, it is time for our first break.
It is. I was gonna actually say
Oh,
that
yeah.
in a second. You're jumping the gun a little bit, but we can break now if you guys want to. I was gonna have it before
It's
you go.
18 minutes past 6.
Yeah,
well,
but
to be
according
fair,
to
we
my
do
live
an
count-
hour and a half.
Yeah, according to my live count, we're only at an hour and 8 minutes.
Yeah.
So we started about 10 minutes late.
Do you have an uptime command?
No, I just have.
The answer is no.
No, I have it on my live counter for OBS Studio.
And
I'm gonna put an uptime command
Do
together
it.
for you.
I
so-
need to make one for mine as well.
Yeah.
I don't know how to
I can
make
send
one,
you guys
so
the
if you
code.
make it, that works for
I'll-
me.
I'll send you guys the code for it. It's really easy. You throw it into like. Do you all use Nightbot?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, then you're fine. I'll send you the exact syntax for it.
Cool. All right, but we'll take
I
our
need more
break here
coffee.
then, because that is fine. I was literally going to do it as soon right before you went downstairs, because that's like the next place to go.
Yeah.
so, in 2 seconds.
It was going to be
Yeah.
in 2 seconds. You jumped the gun only a little bit, so it's not bad.
Can you imagine how much slower this would have gone if everyone was here? We would have only finished half the cathedral in this session.
And every door would have been checked.
Every single one.
It's a door. It's still a door. It's guess what? It's a door.
They're all doors, and we figured it out by now.
Look,
they're all
like,
doors.
unless you're in
One of
places-
these days.
Unless you
Grint and
keep
Knocker
exploring
might have
places,
counted that by kicking down the doors.
Like, you keep
Until
exploring
half
places.
my face is blown off,
Yeah.
it's a door.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
guys keep exploring places that people wouldn't have trapped because they were living there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a cathedral. Unless you're going into like super secret like places they would have kept valuables, it's gonna be a goddamn door.
Yes, and that's why the only reason I checked the front door is because that's the place where they would have fucking trapped if they had barricaded it before they left.
That's true. That was a good call. And they did.
Thank you. Yeah,
But
they
they-
didn't
they
because
just locked the
probably.
door.
Yeah, they just locked it, which is reasonable. That's like the next best thing to trapping it is locking it.
Yeah.
So.
I like how it's locked, and then we open it up. We realize the other side of the building was just caved in,
Just
and
wide open. We
It's
could
like-
have just walked
oh.
in
Well, I
from
mean,
the other
it would have been a
side.
little challenging because it's very overgrown in that area.
I could have handled
Tim
it.
is thin.
I don't know about Nokren.
Anyway,
No, well, we could have just opened the door from the inside for no.
Nokren lived in the wilds. He'd be okay.
Yeah.
All
All right. Anyways,
Anyway,
break
yes,
time.
we'll take our break. We'll take a break. We'll be back in like a couple minutes. Drink, snack, bathroom, all that stuff, and we'll see you when we get back. So, see you in a couple of minutes.